Welcome to our tutorial Introducing Venn Diagrams. Before we start, these are important concepts you might want to recall. If you know these basic concepts and you are confident enough to skip to other parts of this video, click the links in the description below. But don't worry, we'll still try to explain some previous topics naman as we go along. So let's start. Venn diagram. Now, first and foremost, Venn diagram is named after a mathematician named John Venn. Gumamit siya ng ganitong method to explain some things. Now, the formal definition, a Venn diagram is a drawing in which closed polygons, usually circular areas, as you can see sa baba, may mga circular areas tayo, which represent groups of items sharing common properties. Now, this drawing consists of two or more circles. In this case, we have three-circle configuration. Ito may three circles din. Three circles. Of course, you may have more circles. You can even have just two. Okay? Now, these circles represent a specific group. Okay, now, how do we construct a Venn diagram? Now, each Venn diagram begins with a rectangle representing the universal set. Notice, itong mga to, meron kang rectangle. Ito rin may rectangle. Ito rin may rectangle. Usually, meron talagang rectangles yan, which represents the universal set. Now, there are cases na wala, but later na yon. Now, each set in the problem is represented by a circle. So in this case, we have a circle named A, which represents group A. Now, in this case, we have a circle named B, which represents group B. In this case, we have a circle named C, which represents group C. So, meron tayong three groups. Ganun din ito. This circle represents set A. This circle represents set B. This circle represents set C. Ganun din tong third example. But of course, take note, we are not limited to these types or ganitong itsura ng Venn diagram. Pwede nga tayong magkaroon ng Venn diagram na hiwa-hiwala yung mga circles. Just like these. So there are just too many possibilities to show now. Let us recall the universal set. Remember, ang symbol for universal set is the capital U. Now, what is the universal set again? It is the totality of elements under consideration. Meaning, sila lang yung kino-consider. Sila lang yung pinag-uusapan. Example tayo. Let's say we have the set of grade 7 students from Cagayan Valley Campus. Now, that means walang estudyante from other grade levels, just the grade 7 students. And according to that universe, ang pinag-uusapan lang sila, walang ibang students from other schools as well. Wala ding teachers. In that universe, sila lang ang elements na nag-e-exist. Now, recall natin na ang symbol for universal set is usually a rectangle. That's why in our examples here, we have 4 rectangles representing 4 different universes. Remember that when you try and draw or construct a Venn diagram, always try to label that rectangle. As you can see here, may label U, may label na U, lahat yan. Always make sure you draw that or write that. Now, where do you place it? Sir, pwede bang sa upper right? Pwede. Upper left? Pwede rin. It doesn't matter as long as may label, okay na tayo dyan. Now, what's special about Venn diagrams? Take note that any value that belong to more than one set will be placed in sections where circles overlap. May mga overlapping part as you can see. Now, yun yung mga importante. Let's look at the Venn diagram on the left. Take note, we have 2 sets here. We have set A, ito yon, and also, we have set B, ito yon. Now, we have actually many regions in our Venn diagram. We have this region, we have this region, another region here, another region. Now, when you say set A, that means the regions na nasa loob ng circle A are part of set A. Let me try and color that red. Okay, so these are the parts of the Venn diagram na nasa loob ng circle, therefore they belong to set A. Now, what do you mean by set B? Set B naman is, these are the regions na nasa loob ng circle B. Let me try and draw and shade the circle B or group B with blue. Okay, so ito po yun. These are the regions na part ng set B basta may blue. Now, take note that values that belong to both set A and B are located in the center region where circles overlap. So, dito sa part na yan, kung saan may overlapping part, and where you will see yung mga red at saka yung mga blue na nagki-crisscross, that means sa region na ito, this group of students may be is part na ng set A, part pa ng set B. They belong to two groups, set A and set B. So, the most interesting features of Venn diagrams are the areas or sections where the circles overlap. So, yan sa overlapping part, implying that a sharing of properties is occurring. Now, example tayo. Let's say set A is students from Cagayan. Okay. Now, set B kunwari are students with eyeglasses. Anong ibig sabihin ng overlapping part? Ang ibig sabihin nun, these are the students na from Cagayan and wearing glasses. So, yan yung ibig sabihin ng implying a sharing of properties. Now, this ability to represent a sharing of conditions makes Venn diagrams useful tools for solving complicated problems. We're now ready for an example. So, I will read this problem and please follow. In a class of 18 students, 5 play volleyball, 7 play basketball, and 3 play both volleyball and basketball. Represent the situation described by drawing a Venn diagram. So let's try to draw a Venn diagram. Therefore, draw the biggest shape na meron sa Venn diagram. It's the rectangle. This now represents our universal set. So let's label it as U, universal set. Now, as you can see, importante ang universal set. Yan yung pinag-uusapan. Ano bang pinag-uusapan dito? Let me read the problem again. In a class of 18 students. So we're talking about this class, which has 18 students. So anong gagawin natin sa value na 18? We know that the total of this rectangle then is 18. So let me write here, there are 18 students. Okay, we don't know kung ilan sa bawat region later, basta ang total is 18. We continue. 5 play volleyball, 7 play basketball, and 3 play both volleyball and basketball. Now, from that given, makikita natin that there are two groups of students. Merong mga volleyball players, may mga basketball players. So let's represent those two groups by drawing two circles. One circle represents the volleyball players, as you can see here, and another circle representing the basketball players. Now, what do we do next? Let's plug in those values here. 5 play volleyball. Saan ba dito ang naglalaro ng volleyball? We notice that itong circle na to, the volleyball players is divided into two regions. This region and this region. Basta ang alam natin, ang total nila is 5. Therefore, do we write 5 here? Unfortunately, we cannot do that. Kung 5 ang total nila, 5 na kaagad yan. Paano naman yun? Diba? So that must be wrong. So where do we place 5 then? We place 5 dito na muna. We're not sure yet kung ilan sa bawat region. Basta we know that the total ng circle na to is 5. So temporarily, let's write 5 there. Next, there are 7 basketball players. So saan bang regions ang nagre-represent ng basketball players? This region and this region, ang total ng circle na yan is 7. So shall we write 7 here? Again, unfortunately, we can't. Because kung 7 yan, ano to? Ang total ng buong circle is 7. So, mahirap na ganun ang ilalagay mo. That must be wrong. So, where do we place 7 there? So, we place 7 temporarily dito. Basta we know that the total ng basketball players, 7. Hindi lang natin alam kung ilan sa bawat region. Temporary pa rin. Okay, let's try the next one. 3 play both volleyball and basketball. Is there a region representing yung naglalaro na ng volleyball na naglalaro pa ng basketball? Yes, from our discussion earlier, this overlapping part is that region. That means these three naglalaro na ng volleyball, naglalaro pa ng basketball. Okay, finally, there's something na we're sure of. What do we do next? Wala na tayong mababasang ibang values. So let's go back to these two previous values. Let me go back first dito sa 5. We know that the total volleyball players is 5. That means this 3 and this region should total to 5. Now, what will you add to 3 para maging 5? Your answer is correct. It should be 2. That means there should be 2 students here. So that 2 plus 3 is 5. So finally, we were able to use 5. Okay na tayo? Let's erase that. Next, how about this one? We know that the total basketball players is 7. Kung 7 ang total basketball players, ano ito? What will you add ba to 3? Para ang total ng circle na yan is 7. Correct. This should be 4. So the 3 plus 4 total is 7. There are a total of 7 basketball players. So, we have used 7 na. So, okay na tayo doon. Let's erase that. Now, are we done already? Not yet. There is one more region na walang value outside the circle. Sir, merong 18. No, that's not yung outside the circle. Take note, 18 is the total of this whole rectangle. So, ilan na bang na-consider? 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. How many are missing para ang total is 18? 9. Where do we place 9? 9 should be in the outside region. Check mo nga. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 9, 18. Total is 18. Finally, we have considered that. Therefore, this now represents the situation. Volleyball players, basketball players, and these are the values of each region. Now, although ito na yung sagot, let's analyze further kung anong ibig sabihin ng bawat region. So far, we know what 3 means. 3 means 3 play both volleyball na naglalaro pa ng basketball. How about the other regions? Let's analyze. Itong 2 na ito, this one, this group, is part ng volleyball players. Kung 3 is volleyball player na nagbabasketball, ano yung 2? These are the students who play volleyball only. Wala na silang ibang nilalaro. Okay? Now, how about yung 4? Similarly, ganun din. Because 3 here, although basketball players sila, naglalaro din sila ng volleyball. Pero itong 4, they are yung mga basketball players only. Yun lang ang nilalaro nila. Last, how about this 9? 9, take note, is outside ng grupo ng volleyball and basketball. That means these are the students of the class who don't play volleyball or basketball. Maybe they're playing other sports, but definitely they don't play volleyball or basketball. I hope that is clear. We are now ready for an exercise. Don't worry, this is similar to what we just answered. So, bring out your notebook, pause this video now, and answer. Go! Let's answer. Let's try to draw our biggest shape first, the universal set. And don't forget, we have to label it with you. Always label. Next, let's try to put our subgroups here. We know that we have dog owners and we also have cat owners. So we have to draw these 2 circles to represent these 2 sets. So doing that, we have this circle and this circle. So these are the dog owners and these are the cat owners. So what do we do next? let's plug in the values. Going back to the problem, a veterinarian surveys 27 of his clients. Meaning, ito yung kinoconsider natin. So, where do we place 27? We know that the total is 27. We just don't know kung ilan sa bawat region. Next, he discovers that 14 have dogs. Saan ba dito ang dog owners? Ito. The whole circle is 14. Hindi lang ito yun. Paano naman kasi yun kung 14 na yan? Ang total is 14. So 14 is the total dog owners. And next, 10 have cats. So, ang total ng circle na to is 10. There are a total of 10 cat owners. Of course, these two are just temporary. Finally, there is something sure. 4 have dogs and cats. Saan ba yung mga cat owners na dog owners pa? Itong sa overlapping part. So let's try and write that there are 4 of them. We continue. We know that the total is 14. Therefore, if this were 4, this should be 10 para ang total is 14. Finally, we can erase that. Next, we know that the total of cat owners is 10. This is 4. What will we add to 4 para ang total is 10? Of course, we know that the answer is correct. The answer should be 6. We can finally erase this. Are we done? Not yet. Take note, we have to consider the outside part of this Venn diagram. We already have 10 plus 4, 14 plus 6, it's 20. But we know that there is a total of 27. Ilan ang missing? That this is 20, 27 ang total, 7 then should be outside these two groups. Finally, we represent our situation by using this Venn diagram. Did you get this? I hope you did. On to another example. Let's look at the second example. Represent the situation described by drawing a Venn diagram. We have 4 sets here. We have the universal set, set A, set B, and another set C. So how do we do this? Unang-una, how many circles do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 circles. The problem is, how do you represent or draw these circles? Will these 3 circles be looking like this? Or baka naman ganito? Or baka naman hiwa-hiwalay sila? So, there is really no way to know unless we analyze. How do we analyze? Take note, when 2 circles are overlapping, they have a common part. So our aim is to look at these common elements. Let's look at the first pair of sets. Kunwari, we analyze A and B. Looking at the elements of A and B, do they have a common element? This is K and L, L, M, N. By observation, they have a common element L. Therefore, that means these two are joint sets. They have a common element. So what kapag joint sets sila? Maalala niyo yung sinabi natin kanina? Joint sets are overlapping. They overlap. Okay, first pair, done. Let's pair this time A with another set, set C. Looking at elements of A and C, we have KL, NOP. Notice, they don't have anything common. So, they are called disjoint sets. So, since they are disjoint, do they overlap? No, they don't. So, walang overlap si A and C. Meron pa bang ibang possibility ng pair? Let's pair this time set B and set C. And let's analyze kung ano sila. B and C, L, M, N, N, O, P. Notice, meron silang common element. Ano yung common element nila? It's N. Therefore, they are joint sets. So let's label them here. They are joint set. So what kapag joint sila? Again, they overlap. Okay. Now finally, we can try and draw these circles. A and B should be overlapping. So let's try to draw. This is A and this is B. So they are overlapping. Let me label. Next, A and C are disjoint. So si C dapat hindi nakadikit kay A. Pero sige, let's leave that muna. There are just too many possible positions for C. Let's look at the last condition. B and C should be overlapping. How do we draw this? B and C should be overlapping. So, okay na tayo sa third condition. Balikan natin yung second. A and C should be disjoint. Are A and C disjoint? Yes, they are. So, we have represented these correctly. But that's just the first step. Our ultimate aim is, take note, you should place these elements. Saan nyo ba ilalagay yung elements na yan? Now, ulit, going back to the elements of A and B. A and B, K, L, L, M, N. Saan sila joint? Joint sila sa L. Therefore, yun yung common part nila. So, saan ba yung common part ng set A and B? This one. So, L should be here. Common part of A and B. Since A has elements K and L only, K should be here. Okay, so A has elements K and L. How about B? Take note, B and C have a common element, N. So, saan mo ilalagay yung common element ni B at saka si C na N? This one. Kasi N is both in B, ayan siya, and also in C, ayan siya. Therefore, place it there. So, kompletuhin natin si B. B should have elements L, M, N. M should be here. Next, how about si C? C has N, O, P. So, O and P. So, the elements of C are N, O, P. And they're all here. Are we done? Not yet. Una-una, you forgot to label. So, label the universal set. And take note, the universal set should contain K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Saan ang meron? We have K, L, M, N, O, P. What's missing so far? Q, R. So, Q, R should be outside. You can place them anywhere dito. They are in the same region. So, finally, we get this as the Venn diagram representing this given. Take note, we can do this by analyzing which sets are joint or disjoint. We are now ready for exercise number 2. Represent the situation by drawing a Venn diagram. Parang yung previous example lang. Again, do this on your notebook. Parang puzzle lang yan. You can pause this video now. Kaya yan, go! Here are the answers. Notice that B and C lang ang joint sets. So sila lang ang naka-overlap. Naka-overlap sila sa D and E. Those are the common elements nila. Ano, nakuha ba? Here is another exercise. Eto, mas challenging. Parang puzzle talaga. Subukan nyo nga. Di bale, may hint naman dyan. Pause this video now while answering. Go! Here are the answers. Did you get it? Last exercise na to for this video. Parang yung example number 1 uli kanina. You can pause this video now while you answer. Go! Here is the answer. I hope marami kayong natutunan and see you in our next video. Happy solving!